In the quiet of the underground facility, the world above seemed almost a distant memory. Marcus and Ava had spent countless hours poring over the data they had uncovered, but this evening was different. With their most recent discoveries set aside, they found themselves together in the small living quarters they had fashioned from spare parts and salvaged furniture. "You know," Marcus started, his voice low as he looked over at Ava, who was sitting across from him at their makeshift table. "I never thought I'd find something like this. Not just the secrets we've uncovered, but this." He gestured vaguely between them, a small, uncertain smile playing on his lips. Ava met his gaze, her eyes reflecting the soft light from the lantern between them. "It's strange, isn't it? How in the middle of all this chaos, we find a kind of peace with each other." She paused, her voice softening. "I'm glad it's you here with me, Marcus." The air between them thickened, charged with an unspoken understanding. Marcus reached across the table, his fingers brushing against hers. "Ava, He hesitated, searching her face for a sign. When she didn't pull away, he entwined his fingers with hers, the contact sending a warmth through him that he hadn't felt in a long time. Ava smiled, her heart rate quickening with the simple yet profound touch. "What were you going to say?" she prompted gently, encouraging him to open up. Marcus took a deep breath, his eyes not leaving hers. "I was going to say that these moments with you, they feel like a lifeline. Like amidst all the darkness, you shine through. It's been a long time since I've felt anything like hope, and now..." His voice trailed off as he gathered his thoughts. "And now..." Ava leaned in slightly, her own emotions mirrored in her eyes. "And now, I feel like there might be a reason for all this. A reason we found each other here now," Marcus confessed. His thumb gently caressed her hand, a tender gesture that spoke volumes. Ava felt a rush of emotions, her usual composure wavering under his gaze. "Marcus, She was interrupted by the sudden creak of metal, a sound alien to their secluded sanctuary. They both froze, their moment of intimacy shattered by the intrusion of the facility's harsh reality. The noise seemed to echo, a sharp reminder that their haven might not be as secure as they believed. Marcus released her hand reluctantly, standing swiftly. "Stay here. I'll check it out," he said, his tone protective. Ava stood as well, her instinct to fight alongside him kicking in. "No, we'll go together. It's safer if we're not separated," she insisted, grabbing a flashlight from the table. Together they moved cautiously towards the source of the noise, their personal conversation set aside as they stepped back into the roles of survivors. The facility's hallways, usually so familiar, now seemed labyrinthine and menacing in the shadowy light. As they rounded a corner, the sound came again, a metallic scraping that set their nerves on edge. Marcus and Ava exchanged a glance, a silent agreement passing between them. They moved forward, the beam of the flashlight cutting through the darkness, revealing nothing but the empty corridors and the echoes of their own movements. The sound didn't come again, but the tension remained, a palpable force that hung heavy in the air. They returned to their quarters, the door sliding shut with a thud that sounded final. "Whatever it was, it seems to have stopped," Marcus said, though his voice held a note of uncertainty. They were both aware that the facility held many secrets, some of which might still be hidden in its shadows. Ava nodded, her mind racing with possibilities, but she forced a smile for his sake. "Let's try to get some rest," she suggested, though she knew sleep would be elusive. As they settled back into the quiet routine of their shelter, the unease lingered, a whisper in the dark that promised their struggles were far from over. The night stretched out before them, filled with the sounds of their quiet breaths and the unspoken fears about what tomorrow might bring.